The bond confirmed what I already knew. Dietrich was in there, behind those eyes, thinking and feeling and aware. But the wolf was driving now. The wolf was in control, and its eyes were focused on me. It scented the air. Its nostrils flared wide, and I knew with absolute certainty that it could smell my arousal, could taste it on the wind the way Eric had tasted my force weaving, could track the exact chemical signature of a woman's want across miles of frozen forest. The wolf didn't move, just stood there breathing me in, its chest expanding with each pull, dragging my scent into lungs large enough to crush me against a tree. Those golden eyes traveled down my body without rush or shame, the way a man looks at a woman he already considers his, lingering on the weight of my breasts and the round of my belly and the dark between my thighs where the cold was doing nothing at all to stop what was building there. I looked at the teeth, rows of them behind black lips, curved, every one of them built to grip what it caught and never let go. "What big teeth you have?" I didn't mean to say it. The words came from a place older than thought. A story told by candlelight to a girl too young to know what the wolf really wanted.
"The better to bite you with."
The answer sank into the bond and spread through me like heat through bath water. And he showed me where. The inside of my thigh where the skin was thinnest. The curve of my neck where my pulse hammered. The swell of my breast where his teeth would close just hard enough to leave a mark I'd feel for days, every time my shift brushed against it. My nipples tightened until they hurt. I looked at the claws hanging loose at his sides, each one thick as a candle stem and curved like a skinning knife, held still with a control that frightened me more than any violence could have, because that stillness was a choice, and choices could be unmade. "What big claws you have."
"The better to hold you open."
He pushed the image through without mercy. My thighs spread apart by one massive hand, while the other pinned my wrists into the snow above my head. My back arched off the ground, my body exposed and unable to close, and his mouth descending between my legs with the slow certainty of something that intended to stay there until I begged him to stop and then keep going. A sound left my throat I would deny until the day I died. His mouth opened and the tongue rolled out, broad and dark and glistening, longer than my forearm, ridged in a way I could feel just from looking at it. He dragged it across his teeth while I watched, and my body clenched around nothing so hard. I swayed where I stood. "What a big tongue you have." Each word shook on the way out.
"The better to make you scream my name."
And he showed me what he meant. That tongue buried inside me, thick enough to stretch, long enough to reach places fingers never could, working me from the inside while I gripped his fur with both fists and came so hard I forgot what language was. The image hit so vivid I felt the ghost of it pulse between my legs, and the moan that tore out of me scattered birds from the branches overhead. I pressed my thighs together. The slickness between them had nothing to do with snow. Those golden eyes held mine from 7 feet above. He hadn't moved, hadn't needed to. He'd been pulling me apart with nothing but the bond and the fact of what he was, and I was standing in front of him trembling and wet, and he knew it. He could smell exactly how far gone I was. "What big eyes you have." I barely had breath left for it.
"The better to watch you fall apart."
A beat of silence that throbbed through the bond.
"And I plan to watch all night."
I unfastened the clasp at my throat. The cloak fell. Red wool pooled around my bare feet on the white snow. I stood naked in the moonlight, pale skin and dark hair, and the bite mark on my right shoulder that throbbed with his heartbeat. The werewolf took a step forward. The ground shook beneath its weight. Its claws left deep furrows in the frozen earth. I ran,